Making waterproof laminated stickers in Cricut Design Space just got even easier, and I cannot wait to show you how I made these. Watch over my shoulder as we create these stickers from scratch. We'll be designing them in Cricut Design Space, printing them and cutting them, and I know you're thoroughly going to enjoy this easy to follow process. Let's get started. So the first thing we will do is bring our clip art into Cricut Design Space. So I'm using these super cute houseplants that my husband Miles has designed for me and for my Secret Sticker Society members. By the way, if you want to access these, then you will be able to join Secret Sticker Society right now by just heading to mimjenkinson.com/SSS. Otherwise, of course, if you have other clip art you'd prefer, you can use that. Now, if you haven't already added it to the library, we're going to go to Upload and then Upload Image. Click Browse next and you'll find where you've saved it on your computer or laptop, and we'll be uploading each clip art image one by one. So here are mine. I'm going to double click on one of them and then click Continue, Apply and Continue. I'm choosing the flat graphic option and then Continue. And finally, I'm choosing Upload. Here is my first clip art design. So I'll first grab the corner and make it much smaller. And that is the process I would follow to add all of my different clip art designs into Cricut Design Space. So let's begin with a really simple sticker first of all. I'm going to decide how big I want this one to be. So I have this sticker here. It has a white offset around it. And in fact, all of my stickers on the sheet, as you saw, have the white offset. This is approximately 3 inches high. So let's do the same with this one. I've clicked on it. I'm going to make sure the size lock is locked so that it does not warp my image. And I'm going to change the height to 3 inches. Great. Now it's time to add that offset. I'll zoom in so you can see what I'm doing. Now we have two options to add the offset. If you have a Cricut Access account, we can use the Create Sticker method here by clicking on it, choosing Check It Out. And if you want to die cut or kiss cut, I'll be kiss cutting my stickers. And then you can choose how thick you want this offset to be. So I might go with thin and then apply, and that will be done. However, I actually prefer to use the offset method instead to create my white borders. So you get to choose if you have the Access subscription and you prefer using Create Sticker, feel free. I'm going to go to Edit Sticker and then Undo. And instead I'm choosing Offset. And I'm going to go with an offset distance of 0.1 inches. And apply. Now you can have a customized offset with the Create Sticker function, but I just find it much easier to use the offset function. I'm going to change the color of that offset to white. And then my last step here will be to select the sticker, all of the two elements. So I've got my clip art and the offset. You can see them both here. And I'm choosing to flatten them together. And this means that Cricut will now only cut around the outside edge of that sticker, and it won't cut around the outside edge of the sticker, as in the offset and the clip art. So there is my first very simple sticker. But let's do another one. So this time I'm going to go with this, Plants Are My People. So let's go back to Upload. Now I've already uploaded all of my different clip arts in here, but remember you go to Upload Image and then Browse. I'm going to go with this one here. So I'll click on it and choose Add to Canvas. Okay, let's change the size of this. I'll go with a height, I think, of 2 inches. For now. Let's see, that one's a bit smaller, so I might end up reducing the size by grabbing the corner. And now let's do the text part. So let's click Text. And here's my text. I'm going to double click and change it to say Plants, enter R. And you can see here I use 2 different fonts. For now, let's grab the corner and make this smaller. And now I'll duplicate this. So right click and duplicate, or Control and D. Here's my next text, and this is going to say My, enter People. Okay, now we get to choose the fonts. So let's click on the top one first of all, where I've got Plants Are here. I'm going to Font, to the drop down, and then to Recent. So I went with these 2 fonts for this example. They're both in the Access subscription, but if you do not have Access, of course, choose any of the other fonts that are available to you or a font that you've uploaded. So I'm going with this one, BFC Athlete. And let's change this one. And then this one here is DTC Brown Sugar. They're 2 of my faves. Now, can you see there's quite a big gap in between the lines, and I want to reduce that. So what I'm going to do is click on them in turn, and where I've got line space here, I'm going to click on the down arrow until I'm happy with the distance. So I want them to be much closer, and that looks okay. Let's do the same with this one. reducing the distance until it's closer, and I want it to be about the same as the other one. That looks good. Let's select them both, and I'm going to change the colour to black. Now next up, I'm going to change the font size for these two. I want them to be small enough so it's a really good size sticker, but not too big for what I'm looking for, because this could be going on a water bottle or a laptop sticker or even on a plant pot itself. So you get to choose what size you want the font to be. Let's maybe change it to a font size of 30, or maybe a bit bigger, 36. And how about this one? Let's change this one to 40. I think that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to match them up so they're together again with about the same distance between each of the rows, and then select them both and go to Align and align them in the center horizontally. Happy with that way they're looking, and now I'm going to drag over my clip art and pop that here. That fits quite nicely in that little gap there. Okay, we're nearly done, but now we want to add the white offset around it again. Now it doesn't need to be a white offset, it could be a different color, or you could make that offset a pattern too, you get to choose. But let's select the text, so the two text elements and my clip art, and again, offset. I'm going to go with the same size, 0.1, and apply. Now, can you see here we've got a hole, and I don't want that hole there. I want it to be a complete sticker where we only cut around the outside edge and we do not cut that little section out. So I'll change the operation to basic, and I'm only clicked on the offset here to do that. And then now I can click on the contour button on the bottom right and choose hide all contours. And you can see now it's filled that hole in for me. My next step is to change the color of that contour. Again, remember, you can change it to a different color if you prefer. I'm going to go with white for my examples here. And then select the whole of that sticker, so all of the different elements now, and flatten it together. And this one is completed too. And that is the process that I followed to create all of these different stickers here. And then arrange them onto a neat looking sticker sheet layout that would fit on my sheet of sticker paper and that maximized the space on here, but I didn't have my stickers too close together. Now, if I had some teeny tiny designs, I could absolutely add some extras here too, and I do like to try and maximize the space. But now you know the process to design the stickers, let's move on now to printing and cutting them out. So let's select all of those flattened stickers, and I'm going to attach them together. So they're attached together in one group now. This means that they're going to stay in place exactly like this on my sticker sheet. Next, we're going to click Make. Everything looks really good. Let's click Continue and Send to Printer while my Joy Xtra is connecting. I'm going to be printing on my Canon Pixma. I'll turn off the bleed. I don't need that, but I will turn on to use System Dialog and then Print. And now I'll be able to change the preferences to print in high quality. Okay, let's click Preferences. And print quality I'll change to high, and then OK, and now print. Here's my printed sticker sheet, and I've got my Cricut Joy Xtra mat. So now I'm going to position this using the guides to make sure that it's stuck down nice and smooth on this sheet. Of course, you can use a brayer if you want to really flatten this down, but that is looking good. Now my next step is to add this clear waterproof glossy paper over the top. So this is going to stick on here. I need to be careful when I'm placing it down to make sure there are no air bubbles. But what I will do first of all is cut this to size. If I cut this to size so that it sits within the borders here, these registration marks, it will just ensure that Cricut doesn't have any issues when it comes to cutting these stickers out. So what I'll do is just measure this and make sure it's cut to size and yet still covering the stickers, so the sticker isn't going to poke underneath here. And I need to bear in mind too that my stickers do have an offset, so I'll make sure there's plenty of room to make sure the stickers are completely covered. So I'll grab my pen and pop a little marker there, and then another one here. And I'll grab my paper cutter and cut this down to size. Great, that's a really good fit. Okay, next up, it's time to stick this down. And this is when we're going to be really careful to make sure it's positioned exactly as it should be. And again, so there are no bubbles, because we want these stickers to be waterproof. So what I'll do is I'll just peel up the corner of this clear paper and then fold a section over, maybe about 1 inch. And I'm making sure not to get any dirt or any sticky fingerprints, if possible, on this clear paper too. So I'll fold that down, and then this is going to allow me now to position this down on this sheet and making sure it's super neat, and it's going to cover all of those stickers. Okay, let's start to push this down. I'm going to grab my scraper tool because this will make the job much easier to make sure there are no air bubbles. So I'm grabbing here this folded down piece of the backing sheet, and then I'm going to use my scraper not to pull the backing sheet, but to push with the scraper instead. We can scrape as I go, making sure it's coming down really neatly. Perfect. Okay. Let's just give that a push down. Again, just don't be too rough. We don't want to scratch those stickers in any way, but making sure that there are no air bubbles. That is looking good to go. It's time to choose the base material now, and we want to make sure that we are choosing a material where the cutting machine is going to cut through the paper as we want it to. So you get to choose, do you want the stickers to be kiss cut or die cut out? I want my stickers to be kiss cut so they stay on the sheet. Now you might have a preferred base material that you're going to go with, but I have actually set a different one. It's called Laminated stickers, and I'll show you what those settings are. So I'm going to go to Browse All Materials, Material Settings. This is where you can edit the cut pressure or add more passes or more cuts to any of the settings in here. So here is mine, Laminated. So the pressure is 300. Okay, let's select that one. I'll leave the pressure as default and load this into my Cricut Joy Xtra and then hit go. They're looking fabulous. I've had a check of the outline of those cut lines and everything is looking good. So now it's time to take this sheet off the mat. So instead of peeling up the corner and curling the stickers, I'm going to turn this over. Now I'm going to go slowly because this is quite a new mat. It's very sticky. I'm going to grab the corner here, hold down the sticker sheet, and then just gently peel the mat away from the sticker sheet. And let's see how these stickers peel. So these are going to be hopefully kiss cut stickers. Let's grab one of the corners and peel this away. It's very sticky. And here is my completed sticker. Look at that. Perfect cut lines. It's really kiss cut beautifully and it's lovely and waterproof. So now I need to find something to stick this onto. So we can put this straight or at a quirky angle. It's up to you. I quite like a quirky sticker. I'm going to pop that on here, smooth it all down. Now it does need to be pressed down firmly. So really make sure that you push this down all the way. And how good does that look? I'm so happy with how those stickers turned out. Now, if you want to make your own stickers and if you want access to these beautiful plant clip art images and you want to have some more help and support so you can create a wealth of different stickers too, I would love for you to join us in Secret Sticker Society. So I'm going to pop a link below so you can check it out, because if you join right now, you will be able to get not only our fantastic sticker making library, but also brand new sticker templates every single month, a fantastically helpful support community. I teach how to make stickers in Cricut and Silhouette and Canva. And when you join right now, you'll also get these gorgeous designs too. Go to mimjenkinson.com/SSS or check out the link below. And I really hope you've enjoyed learning to make these stickers.